She's just 19. 19. Oh God. Then bring me to identify the body. Yes. When me go and me see my daughter lie down on the floor, oh God. And me sit down and me look over upon her.
Family of a woman who was killed in an alleged accidental discharge from the firearm of her cop boyfriend are demanding answers this evening.
I don't think it's an accident. Because my sister get 2 shots, so I don't think an accident. I wouldn't think an accident that if my sister get 2 shots.
It was a night that should have been ordinary. A 20-year-old bartender, Jaimoy Saku, spending time with someone she knew well. But by the end of that night, she was dead, and the circumstances surrounding her death would spark controversy and suspicion. On January 12, 2025, at the Versailles Hotel in May Pen, Clarendon, Jamaica, tragedy struck inside a hotel room where Saku was with an off-duty police constable from the Jamaica Constabulary Forces, JCF, Specialized Operations Branch. The two reportedly had a romantic relationship, but what exactly transpired behind those closed doors remains a chilling mystery. According to the officer's initial statement, his service firearm accidentally discharged after falling, striking Saku. But questions immediately arose: how does a gun simply fall and go off? And if it was truly an accident, why did she suffer a fatal gunshot wound? Saku was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead on arrival. Now, with the weight of her unexplained death hanging over the case, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, has stepped in, determined to uncover the truth, assuring the public that no stone will be left unturned. But in a country where violent crime is not uncommon, many are watching closely, wondering, was this really an accident, or is there more to the story than what we've been told? Before we begin the story, we want to take a moment to extend our heartfelt condolences to the friends, family, and loved ones of Jaimoy Saku. This devastating loss has left an irreplaceable void in the lives of those who knew and cherished her. This is the story of 19-year-old Jaimoy Saku, a young bartender who was mysteriously shot and killed while in a hotel room with her boyfriend, a police officer. The medical examination revealed that Jaimoy had been shot twice, once in the mouth and once in the breast, raising serious doubts about the officer's account. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community, leading to intense speculation. Did the officer intentionally kill Jaimoy, or was it truly an accident as he claimed? The tragedy happened in Paradise, Westmoreland, Jamaica, an area known for its scenic beauty but also plagued by a high homicide rate and widespread violent crime. Paradise Park, a vast 1,900-acre estate on the island's south coast, became the backdrop for a case that left many questioning whether this was a tragic accident or if something more sinister was being covered up by law enforcement. Jaimoy Saku was a young bartender living in Paradise, Westmoreland, Jamaica. At just 19 years old, she had already made the bold decision to leave her mother's home and become independent. Friends and family described her as a hard-working and cheerful young woman who never relied on anyone for financial support. She was known for her kindness, always treating those around her with warmth and generosity. Jaimoy deeply loved her siblings and maintained a close bond with them. By the way, we post true crime stories and strange cases. If this interests you, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support means a lot and helps us continue sharing this content. During this time, Jaimoy met a young police officer named Constable Tavoy Hussey, who worked with a specialized division in the police department. The two started dating despite the fact that Tavoy lived in a different town. Their relationship, however, seemed to have its fair share of problems. A day before the tragic incident, a friend reportedly saw Jaimoy on the phone, engaged in a heated argument with Tavoy. No one knew the exact reason behind their disagreement, but it was clear that tensions were high between them. On January 12, 2026, at approximately 7 p.m., Jaimoy and Tavoy were inside a hotel room together when tragedy struck. A sudden gunshot rang out, prompting a call to the police. When officers arrived at the scene, they discovered Jaimoy with a gunshot wound to her chest. She was rushed to the hospital, but despite medical efforts, she was pronounced dead upon arrival.
The 19-year-old left her Westmoreland home to visit her boyfriend at a hotel in May Pen, Clarendon, where the incident happened on Sunday.
Constable Tavoy was immediately detained and questioned about what had happened. His initial statement was that he and Jaimoy had been in the room together, with her lying on the bed while he had his back turned. He claimed that he had placed his service pistol on the bed and moments later heard a loud explosion. When he turned around, he saw that Jaimoy had been shot. Jaimoy's mother, Nain Saku, was later called to the hospital to identify her daughter's body. What she saw left her in shock. Her daughter had been shot twice, which did not match the initial police report that claimed there was only a single gunshot wound. As this contradiction emerged, the police constable changed his story. In his revised statement, Tavoy claimed that he had decided to get something to eat and was in the process of removing his pistol from his leg holster to secure it. He stated that the firearm slipped from his hand, and while attempting to catch it, he accidentally pulled the trigger, causing it to discharge. This drastic change in his version of events, along with the revelation of multiple gunshot wounds, raised serious questions about what truly happened that night. Was this really an accident, or was something far more sinister being covered up? The details surrounding Jaimoy Saku's death remain deeply troubling, particularly the fact that she was shot twice, once in the mouth and once in the breast. This raises serious doubts about the claim that her death was an accident. Her mother, Nain Saku, refuses to accept the explanation given by authorities, insisting that her daughter was deliberately shot.
This look like a cover-up because they tell me say a one shot she get. Miss Kimberly, and when we go identify her body, last night, me see she get one shot in her face above, between the end point her nose and the top lip. I'm calling on the DPP, I'm calling on the JCF, I'm calling on the Prime Minister, I'm calling on the entire Jamaica. Everybody, Indicom, every single body. My daughter was murdered cold-blooded. And I need justice, a 19-year-old justice. I need to know what happened. I need to know everything. I need to know every unanswered question.
The inconsistencies in Constable Tavoy Hussey's statements have only fueled suspicions, and as a result, he is now facing further questioning. The investigation into the mysterious shooting of Jaimoy Saku is now being handled by multiple agencies, each determined to uncover the truth behind what really happened that night. The May Penn Criminal Investigation Branch, the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Internal Investigative Unit, and the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) have all launched separate probes into the incident. INDECOM, in particular, is focused on piecing together the full sequence of events, scrutinizing every action taken by the officer that resulted in the fatal gunfire. Despite these ongoing investigations, Jaimoy's mother, Nain Saku, is still left in the dark, waiting anxiously for answers about how her daughter's life was cut short. But as she fights for the truth, another unsettling detail has come to light. One of Jaimoy's 2 iPhones has mysteriously vanished. According to Nain, the police recovered only one of the phones, while the other remains missing. Even more disturbing is the fact that the missing phone is still active on social media, sparking speculation about who has possession of it and whether it holds crucial evidence related to Jaimoy's final moments. While accidents involving firearms can and do happen, the inconsistencies in the officer's statements have made it difficult for many to accept his version of events. When a story keeps changing, suspicions naturally arise. Was this truly a tragic accident, or is there a deeper, more sinister truth being concealed? As the investigation continues, we extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Jaimoy Saku. May her soul rest in peace.
The deceased woman's sister, Rasheen Blake, is also questioning the circumstances that led to her sister's death. She too only met the cop via a video call.
No, I don't think it's an accident.
What do you think?
Because my sister get 2 shots, so I don't think an accident. I wouldn't think an accident that if my sister get 2 shots. First of all, if gun go off, where holster they? Gun alone the pan bed, how that work? He put on gun and gun go off and my sister get 2 shots. My sister naked, then go find my sister naked, I believe. My sister get 2 shots. So how that? I want the investigation, of course, because he must say an incident. It's not no incident. It couldn't be no incident. Couldn't be an incident. I don't believe it's no incident. I want deeper investigation into this.
Let this serve as a reminder to stay aware, to question what doesn't add up, and to seek justice when the truth is unclear. Because in the end, the truth always deserves to be revealed. In April 2024, 26-year-old Montani Davis, a devoted mother of 2, was brutally murdered in Dayton, Ohio. Before her tragic death, she had called 911, desperately seeking help after her ex-boyfriend, Jamerte Latrell Brown, began threatening her and her children. Davis had moved on from their relationship, but Brown, unable to accept that she had found love again, became consumed by jealousy and rage. That night, Brown stormed into her home, kicking down the back door while she was asleep. As a friend frantically tried to get help on the phone with 911, he shot Davis multiple times. She was found in the kitchen with several gunshot wounds and was rushed to Miami Valley Hospital, where she was pronounced dead.
A 26-year-old woman is dead, and police are looking for her killer. They said the shooting may have happened in front of her own children.
Following the murder, Brown was indicted by a Montgomery County grand jury on several charges, including 4 counts of aggravated murder and 2 counts of felonious assault. He was arrested and booked into the Montgomery County Jail without bond, with his arraignment scheduled for April 16, 2024. This devastating case unfolds in Dayton, Ohio, a city known for its rich history and vibrant culture. Born on September 26, 1997, Montani Davis, often called Montani by loved ones, grew up in Dayton and attended Thurgood Marshall High School. She pursued early childhood education at Wright State University before switching to nursing at the Ohio Institute of Allied Science. Just recently, she had proudly earned her registered nurse license, with dreams of continuing her education and advancing in the medical field. Montani was deeply passionate about her work, and her colleagues described her as selfless, compassionate, and dedicated to providing the best care for her patients. She was not only a devoted nurse but also a loving mother to 2 beautiful children, whom she adored more than anything in the world. Montani once shared a relationship with 24-year-old Jamarte Brown. Like any couple, they had their moments, but over time she realized he wasn't the man she wanted to spend her life with. She longed for a partner who was ambitious and serious-minded, so she made the difficult decision to end things. But breaking up with Brown was only the beginning of her nightmare. He refused to let her go, making her life unbearable with constant harassment. Montani struggled with depression due to his obsessive behavior and would often post online about the emotional toll it took on her. In an effort to escape the turmoil, she tried to distract herself by going out more with friends, sharing lighthearted and funny moments on social media. But no matter how hard she tried to move forward, Brown remained a relentless shadow in her life, until the night he took it away. For a time, it seemed like life had finally given Montani Davis everything she had ever wanted. After the heartbreak and turmoil of her past relationship, she met a man who treated her with the love and respect she deserved. He was her safe haven, the person who wiped away her tears and brought genuine happiness back into her life. They built a beautiful relationship together, creating memories through holiday trips, celebrating the little joys and cherishing each other's presence. To Montani, he was her Russell Wilson, a reference to the NFL quarterback whose love story with singer Ciara became a symbol of devotion and happiness. He checked every box she had ever wanted in a partner: kind, supportive, and present. When she became pregnant, he stood by her side through it all. They celebrated their journey to parenthood with a joyful baby shower, surrounded by love and excitement. When their baby arrived, he became not just a wonderful partner to Montani but also a devoted father, not just to their newborn but also to her first child. He was there for birthdays, milestones, and all the little moments in between, proving to be the kind of man she had always dreamed of. Montani proudly shared their happiness with the world. Her social media was filled with moments of them together, laughing, celebrating, and doing all kinds of fun things. She had a great job, a beautiful family, and a partner who adored her. Life was falling into place perfectly, almost like a modern-day fairy tale. But just like in the worst of movies, where happiness is suddenly ripped away, everything changed in an instant. Her ex-boyfriend, Jamarte Latrell Brown, simply couldn't accept the reality that she had moved on. Seeing her happiness on social media enraged him. The idea of her loving someone else, building a family, and thriving without him was something he refused to tolerate. And perhaps, beyond just jealousy, there was another factor at play. Montani had a stable career now, a good-paying job, and Brown may have also seen her as a financial opportunity. Whatever his exact motives were, his obsession with her reignited in the most terrifying way. He started calling and texting her constantly, every single day, begging her to take him back. His behavior escalated quickly, turning from desperate pleas to outright threats. Then, on April 3, 2024, he took things to an even more dangerous level. That day, Brown called Montani again, but this time, his words carried a chilling ultimatum. He told her that if she didn't take him back, he would shoot up her house, even if her children were inside. Montani, terrified, immediately called the police to report the threat. She also reached out to a friend, asking them to come stay with her because she didn't feel safe. But no one could have imagined just how quickly Brown would act on his threats. At around 2 a.m., Brown arrived at Montani's home, filled with rage. He didn't care that there were children inside. He didn't care that she had already moved on. All he cared about was taking control, by any means necessary. He began trying to break into her house, likely the same way he had done before, by kicking in the back door. Inside, Montani's friend, who had come to stay with her for protection, quickly dialed 911. But before she could say much, the nightmare unfolded. Brown unleashed a brutal attack, firing multiple gunshots into the home. Montani was hit several times, collapsing in a pool of her own blood. Desperate to fight back, her friend returned fire, but Brown managed to escape before the police could arrive. When police reached the scene, they found Montani lying lifeless, her blood staining the floor of the home where she had once felt safe.
A 26-year-old woman is dead, and police are looking for her killer. They said the shooting may have happened in front of her own children.
Now, this happened in Montgomery County about 3 o'clock this morning on Torrington Place, just off Salem Avenue. News Center 7's Mike Campbell joins us live with what 911 calls, and police are...
Paramedics rushed her to Miami Valley Hospital, but despite their efforts, she succumbed to her injuries. As authorities investigated, they quickly identified Jamerte Brown as the killer.
Did first aid at the scene, but unfortunately she passed away later at the hospital. There is information that we are aware of that there was like a break-in there first, that there was like a fight taking place, and then the shots were actually fired, and she was struck and killed. I cannot comment yet on that. We do have a person of interest that we're trying to follow up on. Our entire homicide unit right now is out working this complaint, trying to bring some resolution and some justice for the victim and her family.
Thanks to Montani's previous 911 call, in which she had named him directly as the person threatening her, the police already had all the evidence they needed. Brown, just 24 years old, was arrested and charged with her murder. Montani Davis had everything going for her: a promising career, a loving family, and a partner who cherished her. But her story is a devastating reminder of the dangers of domestic violence and obsession. She tried to move on, to build a new life for herself and her children, but her past refused to let her go. Now 2 children are left without their mother. A family is shattered. And all because one man couldn't accept that she no longer belonged to him. He is currently facing preliminary charges of murder, aggravated robbery, and aggravated burglary. It is truly heartbreaking to think that a young woman couldn't simply live her life in peace without someone harboring jealousy and resentment. Montani Davis had worked hard to build a better future for herself and her children, yet that future was stolen from her in the most senseless and cruel way. Melissa Dennis, Montani's mother, said, "This has really took a toll on us, and I hope to make it through. Because every day I'm going to mourn, I'm going to hurt. I can't go to breakfast with my baby. She called me at 6 o'clock in the morning and we go to breakfast once the kids had gone to daycare school. And oh, she was a wonderful sister."
This has really took a toll on us, and I hope to make it through, because every day I'm gonna mourn, I'm gonna hurt. I can't go to breakfast with my baby. She calls me 6 o'clock in the morning. We go to breakfast after the kids are gone to daycare and school, and she was a wonderful sister.
Now, her 2 young children must grow up without their mother's love, all because of one man's inability to accept that she had moved on. No child should ever have to experience such a loss, especially not for such a selfish and unjustifiable reason. We sincerely hope that justice is served swiftly and that Montani's killer is held accountable for the pain he has caused. Our hearts go out to her children, her family, and everyone who loved her. May her memory be a blessing to those who knew her, and may her tragic story serve as a wake-up call. A call for stronger protections for survivors of domestic violence, for greater awareness, and for real change. Sending love and light to her children, her family, and her friends. Montani's story deserves to be remembered, not just as a tragedy, but as a catalyst for justice.
Only on 2, family and friends of a Dayton shooting victim gathered minutes ago with a balloon release to honor her memory.
26-year-old Montani Davis was found shot on Torrington Place Wednesday. She died at the hospital a short time later. 2 News reporter Grace Hewitt.
Please subscribe to the channel to stay updated about the future upload. Thank you for watching another video of Truth and Crimes. Share your thoughts about this heartbreaking case in the comments below. We value your input. We dedicate ourselves to delivering accurate and compelling true crime stories using information from reliable sources. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon with another captivating story.